again. I have to add her. Gaston, Steve, Joe, Biggerstaff. I always forget I have to type her in by Biggerstaff because when I type in Joe, it comes up with like everybody else.
So are they all just joining the call?
Yeah, we're just gonna put them all on the call in case the stream crashes again.
Okay. Do you want me to still stream though?
If you can, if it'll work, that would be appreciated.
Yeah, the answer is yes.
Okay, I'm sending the link. Okay, I accidentally... Oh my god. Never mind. Okay, I named it right. I was like, I named it wrong, but I didn't. Okay. That was scary.
Okay.
Okay, I sent
mute and stay off camera.
No one do anything copyrighted, please. I don't know why it said that. That's
I don't know. That's so funny. It also doesn't usually tell you like why. Like I remember, I posted a video for Annihilation that I had music playing in the background, and it told me.
Go off camera, please.
I got an email. Let me see what it says.
Gaston, go off camera, please.
It says your video has been removed.
Yeah, I remember it told me why though. Like it told me like literally the songs that I had playing, and I was like, oh wow, okay.
It doesn't tell me anything. It just says video content restrictions.
Okay, cool. Are we good to keep going?
Okay.
Sorry.
Perfect. Okay, so Emily, I assume you're on call. Emily, you can come off camera, and it is your turn.
Okay. Did Pete already do his thing?
He already did his thing, sis.
Oh, I didn't even get to hear him. Okay. I had a question for all of you to answer, but after hearing your opening speeches, that changed. I guess my first question is to Jacob, which I'm kind of curious. Like, I know we played minis together in real life. We've met. So I have tried to justify that you're just a quiet person in general. But when I've watched you and played with you online and seen you win real life games as well, including in Org Online, I'm just curious what the context was when you said you've never done this before, because I've definitely seen you go to the end and play just like in an intense game just like this one. So I'm just curious what you meant by that.
Oh yeah, so I just meant I've never done like a live final tribal council before like this. Like, I've done the real life things, but I feel like those are a lot different. And then one for Control, that was not live. So that's just what I meant by that. Was just like, this is like the first like live online finale that I've done.
Okay, well, my vote is going to be very hard for me to vote for you. So I guess just tell me one thing that you did that I could be impressed by.
I definitely think the 2 idol plays that I did were both very like huge moves of the season that completely changed the way the game was going to be played out. Getting Caitlyn out was a huge move because I feel like if we didn't do that, then I probably wouldn't be sitting here, because I feel like her, Jen, Jabbar, Mike probably would have ran the second half of the merge if I didn't do that. And then also saving Sherry with my golden apple was a very huge move because she was someone that I've been working with for like pretty much the entirety of the merge and that I felt very close to and that I would have wanted to sit in the end with no matter what. So definitely wanted to save her with that.
Okay. We're going to save the best for last. Sherry, you said that we made you feel like a number, like Gaston, Joe, and I, but I'm just like curious why you felt like you were just a number when I felt like we were just being genuine with you. At what point did you feel that way?
I guess I always felt like I was being talked over a lot when we were talking strategy. I didn't mean that like in a personal sense, because I really I was sincere with you also. When you were upset, I comforted you. I always tried to make you feel better. What I meant by a number was when that 7 was formed at Merge, I had already committed to another group. But the thing is that I wasn't 100% locked in with them. I wanted to see what my options were. So I went to that group, and I realized I stayed on mute almost the whole call. Nobody asked my opinion. It was many people speaking, so I realized I kind of felt like a number. I wouldn't say I felt at the bottom because I felt like it could go in many different directions, but I didn't see where my voice was going to be heard. I felt like everybody was talking over everybody to a degree, and I just don't do well with that. So I just felt like a number, and I kind of felt like with the other group, we all actually talked and listened a little bit better. Maybe I don't know. I just felt like I jived with them better, had better vibes. I don't know. We just got along naturally. I don't know. It was just, I guess, because we had so much in common about the boat. It just seemed like I don't know. It just seemed easier for me. I was more comfortable. I didn't feel anxiety like I did when I was with you guys. Yeah, so I felt much calmer with them. So that's basically, I guess, what I meant by feeling like a number. I just didn't feel like I was heard at all.
Okay. Jew. Sis.
Hey.
Okay, we've been through some shit, honestly, but like I try not to be bitter in the end. Honestly, us being a huge target and then somehow like whatever happening and you still managed to get here, like I commend that. Like I really do. Like I apologize for everything that happened. But like I'm not gonna be a bitch. I just want to know, compared to the last season that you won, what did you do better and what did you do worse in this season?
Yeah. So I think what I did better, I mean, like, the thing is with my last season, I was a newbie to org. So, like, no one really knew what I was about, and everyone kind of thought I was dumb. I remember people would ask me all the time to spell out words because they thought I was stupid. So I had that shield over me, you know? This one, I came in, and literally everyone was talking about how they've heard, like, Joe said I'm a household name in her house. What's his name? Brady asked me to be his mentor in the game. Like, I knew that people saw me as a big threat. So I think what I did really good that I didn't have to do my first time was I did a lot of like control over my threat level with people. I wanted to make sure that everyone thought they needed me for however many votes. You know, like I feel like your side did not feel like they needed me, so I wanted y'all gone. But like with my side, they should have taken me out at 7, clearly. But like I made both sides know that like, listen, Jabbar, you're the biggest threat. If you take out me, you're the only threat left. Sherry and Jacob, I'm the only people who's going to work with you. So I feel like I did really good in making people believe that they needed me when really like I was kind of like manipulating the situation a little bit. What I didn't do as good is I think that I let my emotions get the best of me in the beginning. I was very like I wanted we could talk about what our dispute after the game when it's not like being affecting the game, but like I feel like I was genuinely hurt and I let it get the best of me in a way where like I understand why people were upset with how I said what I said. You know, I mean, like I think I said things that, and even if I said it in a nicer way, it would have been better. But like I think that my emotions probably I let them out in a little bit of a bad way in the beginning, so I had to really recover after that.
Okay. I just gotta agree with you though. Like at one point, like getting rid of Will, as much as it sucked, I think it was the best thing.
And it's what I wanted from him. I just thought it was gonna be at the merge. I really wanted him to be the blind side of our side. Well, I thought you and I would be on the same side, and you and me, I thought we could just slide right under there. But yeah, no. So when he went home, I'm like, yes, I'm gonna play the victim right now. And I'm going to let people underestimate me because everyone thought I was alone. And I knew that honestly, you guys made a mistake by taking out Will and not me because Will was volatile. You guys could have got him out whenever you wanted. I don't think I'm the type of player you could get out whenever you wanted. So I think that I kind of took advantage of that situation a little bit.
Okay, cool. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thank you, Emily. Up next, our third juror is Gaston.
Hi. All right, so I did like Jacob. I have my little notes. Let me just look at what I have down here. Wow. Take a shot. Let me just do this real quick. For anyone who's played games with me, this is how I do my Final Trouble Councils. I do a little cheers people before I start. So I just want to say thank you to production. Thank you to all the people who played. I'll say this has been a really fun game, especially for All Stars games. It has been, you know, really fun and exciting, very dramatic at times, but that's what makes games kind of fun now that everything's blown over. So cheers to you three. Congratulations. No hard feelings across the board. 1 second. All right. Oh, that's out of the way. I don't have any actual real notes, but I don't have any questions prepared for the three of you, but I will just say where I stand with all three of you and what I'm thinking, and if I happen to think of some questions, I'll ask them super quick. I'll start with Julian. You surprised me the most because after the Will blindside, I wasn't sure you were going to be able to recover. Just that round, even the round after, where when Edwin left, you pissed off a lot of people, and I was like, he is setting himself up in not the best way. But like obviously, like I told you, I knew you were gonna be like you did the best move for yourself that round, and it really panned out well for you that the merge was at 13 and not further along, because you could have been easily pre-merged if that wasn't the case. But it really worked out well for you, and you were able to. At the merge, everyone has a new life, so it really panned out for you. And the fact that you were able to make it to the end is, in my opinion, unreal. I had a good feeling that the first vote you weren't leaving. I thought it was more of an idle play or a power play, not necessarily an alliance mate. But again, that's how Survivor works. So congratulations, good job to you. Jacob, again, it's just like season 5 all over again. I feel like we didn't talk a whole lot for our games. I think we both mutually knew that there wasn't going to be much real strategy talk, and like you said earlier, like you didn't talk to me, Emily, or Pete a whole lot, knowing that it wasn't going to go anywhere, and there's no point in bullshitting and doing all that. And I definitely agree, because from my point of view, it was the same way. I wasn't going to go to you, do fake bullshit talk, and just hope that like it was going to stick, because it wasn't. You knew it, I knew it. It was the same thing. The only difference with that is that I feel like I had the same kind of relationship with you that I did with Julian. But Julian and I we were able to have a call we went on a call like right before live night. I told him like, I don't expect you to flip. I'm not asking you to flip. I'm just asking you like I told Julian, I'm keeping my doors open for any opportunities past this day. And we were able to have that kind of candid, real conversation without doing that. And with you, that was kind of what was missing. And it wasn't. I didn't make much attempt, and you didn't either. But for me, that's kind of what's missing in your game, especially with more people coming in and commenting on your lack of social game with the people who weren't in your alliance. I feel like that might hurt you in this finale, because you probably have little to no connections with the first half of the jury, which is unfortunate, because you did play a good under the radar game, but people failed to see how you played it because we didn't talk to you that much, which is good and bad in different ways. But I feel like in this current position, it might hinder you a little bit, but I'm still very open to voting for any of the three of you, depending on what you all answer, and I'm curious to see how the rest of this finale is going to go. So that's how I feel. And Sherry, we have a really weird relationship from years ago, and I feel like you really kept that title for yourself a little bit, not to the same degree that you did back then, but you played a really good game. But the thing that really irked me on my way out is that you kept lying about your vote when you really didn't need to. You like, yeah, I voted for P. I wonder who did it. Or, like, I voted for Julian. I wonder who voted for P. I think it's probably Mike. And I'm like, you were blaming Mike, and Mike was blaming you, and it was a lot of back and forth. And at a certain point, it was really obvious who it was. And I just wanted to like hear your reasoning, because you had a reason to do it. I just wanted to hear like, hey, I did this because of A, B, and C. That's it. And I just wanted to hear reasons and like know how you did it, and then we can move on from that. And I feel like because I got out so soon after that vote, we didn't get that connection again after, and that makes me kind of really made me come to jury with a bitter taste in my mouth about your game, because we didn't get the chance to recover from that. And with that, I don't have much time or questions to ask, but best of luck to all three of you. I'm very open to voting for any of the three of you, and it's just going to depend on who I think played the best overall game through and through and answers the best questions. So, good luck.
All right. Gaston with 6 whole seconds left. Thank you, Gaston.
I just timed myself. It's great.
Short-winded, he is not. No, that's okay. All right. Next up is Steve.
Hello?
Hello.
Well, howdy ho, fuckers. How we all doing? Good, I hope. I guess my time starts now. All right, well, first off, congratulations to all three of you. Very impressed with each and every one of you, genuinely. I think you guys are all deserving winners in your own right. Let's see here. I had some things written, but fuck that. I'm not going to do that. As far as... Oh, wait, I'll slide this too. Cheers. Okay. So as far as this game goes, I really didn't speak to a lot of you, except for maybe Julian a little bit, throughout this thing. And that's totally fine. But I do feel like you missed out on one key piece of my Double Cross All Stars experience, and that is the vegetable game. So considering that I'm going into this pretty undecided on who I'm going to vote for, we're going to play the vegetable game with each other. And that's going to then lead me to probably who I vote for. How the vegetable game works, and don't question the rules because there really are none, is you're going to pick a vegetable, and then I'm going to ask you a question. And then depending on your answer, I will award you points. Person with the most points at the end of the vegetable game will most likely receive my vote. You guys ready to play? All right. We'll start with old Jacob Jingleheimer Swift here.
Okay, so I just pick a vegetable.
Just pick a vegetable.
Corn.
Corn?
Yeah, corn. Is that a vegetable?
Okay,
That's
all right.
vegetable, yeah.
Jake, considering that me and you did not really converse much in this game, and again, that's fine, I want you to tell me one positive human connection you made in this that helped your game and that relationship simultaneously.
I would say the person that I definitely felt the most connected to was Sherry, easily. I honestly wasn't expecting us to like connect as much as we did, but definitely when we just started talking, half the time we wouldn't be talking about the game, we'd just be talking about personal like life stuff all the time, and found out that we have so much in common. I found Sherry to be like the funniest and like most genuine person ever. Found out that I go to vacation. My family goes on vacation like 10 minutes from her, so can't wait for that. But yeah, I think it definitely helped my game, not only just to get me here, but also just to keep my head straight. Having someone that you can talk to completely honestly, open and honestly about literally anything in the game. Like, she knew about my golden apple, she knew about pretty much everything I was doing in this game. So having that connection really helped me talk ideas out, keep a level head, and it just helped me keep my cool, I guess you could say.
Okay, awesome. 10 points to old Jingleheimer. Okay, moving on now. Juice box. Pick a vegetable.
I'm gonna go with broccoli.
You have broccoli, all right. Okay, so riddle me this here, Juice box. What can you see less of the more you have?
Food? I don't know.
Food? No, the correct answer was cantaloupes, but 10 points to Juice box for a valid effort. Okay, moving on here.
Good question.
I have a lot of respect for your game, Julian. I don't really know what else I can ask that's going to add more to your game, if that makes anything. I just want to have fun with you one last time and your crazy, awesome hair. Let's see here. Moving on to the Sherry Godmother herself. By the way, that color looks great on you, and I didn't think that me and you would be once again having this conversation at Final Tribal Council, but here we are again, and I am mad impressed by that by you, my friend. But you have to pick a vegetable.
Carrots, please.
Carrots, okay. Carrots. Oops, someone's here. Answer me this straight up, Sherry. Did you or did you not start a rumor that me and Jen used to date?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, 10 points to Sherry. All right, so we're at a deadlock tie.
But I really thought that was true. She corrected me when I met her and we talked about it.
I'm just glad that you answered that straight up and honestly. I appreciate that. All right, so we're at a deadlock tie. Everyone's at 10 points. This one's a free-for-all lightning round here, okay? No one has to pick a vegetable. I'm just going to ask a question. First person to answer it likely gets my vote. In Kelly Clarkson's 2002 #1 hit single, Since You've Been Gone, what was she feeling for the first time?
Feel like she could breathe.
10 points to Jay Golheimer. Okay. That's all I got, guys. Sincerely, congratulations to all you guys have played great, and you guys really all, each and every one of you, deserve a win for one thing or another. Anyway, that's my time. Check you later.
Thank you, Steve.
Bye.
We love a vegetable game lightning round. So with that, next up is Joe.
Is there a pee break? Is that a thing that happens during this, or no?
Not during, no.
Oh, great. Okay.
You can sneak away to pee when they go to vote.
I will just suffer. That's fine.
Hi, everyone.
Can we pray? I'm going to pray for us. Lord, please give me the strength to be kind and nice and sweet and see the amazing things about these people. In your name we pray, amen. Hi, how are y'all doing today?
I have to pee.
I understand that feeling. If you need to go, you can go. It wouldn't offend me in any way, shape, or form. I mean, I have mad respect for you, Jacob. You know, we played together, and I've seen you play, and I've not seen you play, and that's not because of bad gameplay necessarily, and it's not because you were inactive, but I was inactive in your world. And I saw that, but I also commented on it, and it seemed to frustrate you and make you mad that I would say that.
Just a little.
But I think my words were being taken out of context. I mean, you did say that you didn't have like any problems or drama in the game with anybody, so I'm assuming that you were just like, oh, I'm not inactive, so it was probably just gameplay, is what I'm assuming, and it wasn't your feelings being hurt. So, I think that you did a great job, and I'm really excited that you are where you are. It really sucks because I didn't get to see your game, and that's the worst thing about playing the way that you played. And the other side, the strong 7 that was so amazing, you know, we didn't get to see that part of you, I guess, maybe because we are pre-merged, but that's the hard part, is you played with your friends through the end. So it's hard for me to be able to see that relationship because I was in the jury, and then prior to that we didn't have conversations. So I have like this want to vote for you because I feel like you didn't get here for nothing. You didn't get here for floating. I know there's a lot more to your game, and I've heard it since people have come in, but it just sucks that I didn't get to see that because I feel like you are an awesome person and you are really good at these games. So good luck to you. Sherry, I think you're like one of the most phenomenal players I've ever fucking seen play. Like, you are probably my favorite player. And yes, I have personal problems with you, and that's perfectly fine. We're not going into all of that. This is a game here. But I just feel like looking at the way that you handled your game, yes, being a villain or being sneaky or throwing challenges, you did it in this way that, like, I literally was just in love with you the whole fucking time. Like, I just wanted to be in your world and to talk to you. And, like, I mean, through fights and arguments and misunderstandings, like, I still always came back to have that relationship with you. Not because I felt safe with you, but because I actually enjoyed your company in this game. So I just wish and I hope that moving forward into your future games, that it doesn't get to a personal level anymore, because that unfortunately can cause problems in jury management. And Juju. Were you ever going to use the idol, or give yours to Blake? What happened there? What was going on? I need to know, because that's all I got from you.
Yeah, that was okay. So that was basically like your round is when I started playing like my season 1 game, where I wanted all sides to think that I was going to work with them, and you were actually someone I really wanted to work with. Unfortunately, the thing is, like, Jacob and Sherry were very against working with you, and they were my number 1 and number 2 allies. So I'm thinking in my head, I could save Joe in this round right now, but I'm probably going to hurt the 2 people who won't vote me out of this game. And I don't think that I think that you are smart enough to take me out of the game later on down the road, and a lot of the people that you would work with would take me out. So I didn't want you to go that round, but when it was your name, I'm like, I can't risk my game to save Joe, even though I feel like we had a great relationship. But I did want you to think that you needed me because you had too much of my information. So on the way out, I'm like, Joe cannot know that I'm not using this idol on her. She needs to know I am going to use this idol on her, so she does not blow me up on the way out, because Sherry and Jacob did not know that I was like considering it. So yeah, that was my mindset, and that is like my kind of like I got yelled at for my season, but also I think that's why I won, because I do really play both sides very, very hard and probably too much, but that's like what I do to keep myself safe and keep my name out of it. So that was my like whole thoughts on that.
Well, I appreciate you all, and I'm really stuck. Like, I really am. It's really hard to make this decision, and it's not on a friendship level because I don't feel like I actually have that full there. So, like, I'm really trying to look at each one of your games, and I feel like they're kind of like all equal level, and I'm trying to figure out where. So I hope that you guys can get really deep into your information based off of the next however many people are coming out. So good luck tonight.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Joe. Next up is Miss Caitlin Orr.
Oh, the queen.
Oh, love how you said my name like that. That's really cute. Okay, so first thing, like everybody, congratulations to the three of you. I completely, wholeheartedly believe you are all adequate candidates for this position and for obtaining the title of the Ultimate All-Star. I actually, as a beginner and still in these games, I don't have anything to ask any of you three. I feel like it's more my place to listen because I am inexperienced. So I've just been listening and taking in everything that you have to say. Otherwise, I hope that we can be friends on the outside of a phone screen or computer screen. And I can't wait to get back on the Facebook page and be in touch with all of you. So good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Caitlin.
You're welcome.
Hey, you're still invited to my house for beer pong, girl.
I'm gonna pee like
Hey,
really
I'm
fast.
game.
It'll be like 10
Let me know, Sherry.
This summer, once this shit's over, I'm telling you, girl, me and you, we're gonna win.
All right.
I'm ready.
Caitlin. Caitlin is that person at the award shows that they like that goes on and makes their speech real short so that way we can catch back up on time, and I love that. Mike, you are up next.
How's everyone doing tonight?
Hey.
Good. How are you,
That's
Mike?
good. Well, congrats. I have one question, because I had many of them in this game, so I'm just curious if you all three do as well. Do you, looking back at your game anytime, do you have any regrets for anything that happened?
Yes, indeed.
Anyone
Yes.
can answer at any time.
Yeah, I do. I regret my relationship with Joe. I don't know where it went wrong. I regret it not with Gaston. I don't think he realized I was not trying to vote him out that night. It was supposed to be Steve. That was all Jabbar. The king himself did that. Did a quick switch up on us, and then I didn't know what to do. But I regret having a fight with Joe. I don't think she understood how much she was hurting me I don't think she realized what she was saying also. And I lost my cool one night. I couldn't take it anymore. But because I did respect her, I don't know how many times I told her she was beautiful inside and out. With you, Mike, the only regret is I wish when we'd hit merge, we'd had a better relationship because I did have a really good time with you on call. But yeah, my two biggest regrets were definitely Gaston and Joe. I just wish Gaston and I and merge could have been on the same page, and I wish Joe and I just hadn't fought. That would have made the game much more pleasant.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go next, I guess. I definitely regret a couple things. I think the biggest thing I regret is not being as social with the opposing side. I definitely thought during the game that I was playing like the perfect, like, I don't know how to word this, like the perfect like middle ground of not being too social to where I become a threat, and with not being like not here. And during the game, I definitely thought I was doing that perfectly, but I definitely think I should have just reached out more, even if necessarily it wouldn't have been game talk as of like being on the same page and stuff. I still definitely could have formed relationships and just talked with people more, definitely. I definitely kept myself closed off to just my inner alliance, and I think that definitely is something that I regret a lot, for sure.
Thank you.
So I feel like a recurring theme for me throughout the season was like personal versus strategy, and it like started right off the bat with Will. Like a lot of the things he said about certain people, like people that I hold near to my heart, upset me, and like I regret as a person not saying those, like saying like that's not cool to him, because he still probably to this day thinks that was super cool, right? But like as a strategy reason, for a strategy though, like I needed him to think I'm his little puppet. So I do like it's hard because if I were to like call him out and stuff, I feel like that would have not worked. And the same thing with the Joe situation. I felt like you don't understand how much like I felt bad when people cry. When seeing Joe cry, I wanted to stand up and be like, Joe, like please don't cry. Like you are not in the wrong there. But I'm closer to the people that she's beefing with. So if I say that, I feel like they might be thinking I'm pandering to the jury. So at that point, I'm watching Joe cry, and she thinks I'm playing an idol on her, and I feel like the shittiest person in the world. But strategically, I could not say anything, and like I feel like that's a lot of the things I regret. As like in terms of moves, I have no regrets. I feel like everything happened for a reason and got me here. So yeah, moves I'm not regretful, but the personal things that happened in this game, I do feel like as a person, I felt very bad when those things happened.
All right. Thank you very much and good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. We knew that you were doing that with Joe, you goofbutt.
What?
We knew that you were promising you were going to play the idol. You were
I said that I was considering it to you guys, but I didn't say that I was going to do it like the way I was telling Joe.
Well, I figured when you told us you were telling her.
After Mike is Miss Jen Secular.
Hi.
Hey,
so
Jen.
Steve kind of stole my idea, but I'm going to play a game with you, but I swear it's easy to pick up. It's called Correct Me If I'm Wrong. I just want to make sure I'm, like, understanding everything 100%. So, Jacob, correct me if I'm wrong. You said you barely spoke to the other side. That was not the 7, correct?
Yeah, as in, like, Pete, Gaston, Emily, like that side, yeah.
And that you also protected Sherry the majority of the game.
Yeah, Sherry was definitely my closest ally.
Okay, I do admit that getting rid of Caitlyn was a great move because that's I thought that was a great move. But with your second power, it seemed like you protected Sherry, which is actually like someone that had like outshined you. So with you saying that you didn't speak to the other side, that's also saying you didn't have a good social game, which is also a huge part of jury management. So with lacking the social game, what can you say to convince me to vote you tonight?
I think the reason that I tried to keep a low profile social game is to manage my threat level as best as I could, because I knew coming into this, I was kind of perceived as like a bigger threat because of how I played my original season, like flipping back and forth and stuff. So I wanted to play a much more trustworthy game to where I wasn't being targeted, and I would be able to make moves where people trusted me, such as having 2 people give me their half idol to use an idol. I feel like if I had been more of a threat than I was, I don't think that the trust would have been there for me to be able to do that. So I think that's definitely why I try to find a good middle ground where I wouldn't be too threatening or not threatening enough. And I thought I was doing that well, but...
All right. Julian, I owe you an apology because I thought for sure you knew about that apple.
Yeah.
But correct me if I'm wrong. You did not really want to save Mike the round it came to say, please vote Blake.
No, I was just playing the middle.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you were going to vote Blake that whole time?
They're on that Mike went home?
Yeah.
No, I was going to vote Mike the whole time.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I meant Mike the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. All right. So how honest on a scale of 0 to 100% were you with me in
I
this game?
was 0%. I mean, like maybe 15% honest with people. And I started from the beginning of the merge. I never got an invite from Pete to be in the top 7. I just said that to make people not trust Pete. I'm like, Pete is offered me into his final 7, y'all. So everyone who was offered into the final 7 would think that he's offering it to everyone. Pete did not offer it to me. And when I went to Jabbar and Blake, the round that I flipped for you, Jen, because I trusted you more than the other 2 boys, and that's why I flipped back because you were gone. I told them that Sherry was telling me all this stuff, which half was true, but I just started making shit up that Sherry was telling me because I just wanted them to know. And Sherry that their mistake was not going to them. But the thing is, I covered my bases and I told them that Sherry's telling me everything that they're saying. And I told Jacob, oh, they might be targeting Sherry. So just in case they did say anything, Jacob already knew. So like I was lying up my asshole the whole game, to be honest.
So like when you said you were going to take me to the end and stuff like that, there wasn't much.
No, that was the thing though. I wanted you and Jake in the end. Those are the two people that I wanted, and I really trusted. I trusted your vibe, and I trusted Jacob's vibe. I felt like Sherry was trying to turn everyone against each other, but
Okay.
I felt like you guys were probably the two people that I could work the best with. And then when you went, I was like, I have to go back to Sherry.
Okay. All right, Sherry. Well, both Jacob and Julian did have their names written down, and the rest of the game they're able to skate by. I find it highly impressive. Your name came up multiple times, and that the one time people really try to snatch your wig, you still got saved. So, correct me if I'm wrong. Whether it was pre-merge or merge on, you always knew who was going home, who was going to be safe, and you were never once blindsided in this game.
That'd be true. That was true. Yes, ma'am.
Probably controlled every single vote.
Yes, ma'am. I feel like that's exactly what went on.
Okay. All right. All right. You guys. All right. That's it for me then.
All right, thank you, Jen. Up next is our original champion, Blake Murphy.
Hello, guys.
Hi, Blake.
Hi. Congrats on making Final 3. Jacob, I'm going to start with you. So I've been listening to you talk about your social game throughout this whole Final Tribal Council. We were in 4 different alliances together, and we still didn't talk. Like, tonight at Tribal Council is the most I've ever heard you talk on a call this entire game. Like, probably all put together. And, like, every time I wanted to have a conversation with you, I had to come to you. You not once came to me. Every time our conversation ended, it's because I was left on red. And every time the conversation started back again, it's because I came to talk to you. So why should I give you my vote tonight?
I definitely agree that my social game probably wasn't the best, but I still don't think that should be like the sole determining factor when like deciding who to win. Because like I said, I think I still played a very good strategic game where I was able to lay low and make moves, like making 2 very big moves with idols without people ever thinking that I was like the biggest threat to win the game. I definitely agree that I'm not like the most social player or anything like that. That's not something I'm like trying to disagree with or anything. That's not really something I can like, I don't know, that's just kind of like how I am, I guess, as a person. I'm sorry if it comes across that like I don't want to talk to people. I don't know, I feel like I'm just more laid back in that if people want to talk to me, they'll talk to me. If not, then like that's fine. But I didn't mean for it to like seem like I didn't want to talk to people.
Alrighty. Sherry, you are a bad motherfucking bitch, and I am so proud of you for getting to Final Tribal Council again, despite people having, 1, 2, 3 opportunities right at the end of the game to get rid of you. People still continue to go to the end with you when they knew that you winning was a very solid possibility. So I just want to say that I am so proud of you for making it here, and I am highly considering giving you my vote, but I want to hear from you. Why do you think that I should vote for you?
Because I did control the votes. Julian's like, oh, you didn't know about Joe. Yes, I did. I knew exactly what he was saying to Joe. When he was thinking about taking Jen and Jacob to the end, I was well aware. That's why I went ahead and wanted Jen out. I mean, that was the only reason. Take out the competition. Take the people Julian perceives that'll keep him safe. I did a lot of talking to a lot of people. And like Julian even admits, he tried to lie on me to get the votes flipped on me, and it still didn't work. Yes, Jacob played his Apple. I made sure I went to him. Please. Oh, yeah, I got you, Sherry. I made sure Jacob trusted me enough where he would want to save me in any situation that I couldn't save myself. I had Julian saving me. I even had you at one point helping me out. I fought in this game to get to the end, and I used every means that I could to outwit, outplay, and outlast everybody. And I'm here because of my game. I was the mastermind, and I strategized almost every play in this game. I always knew where everything was at, and I knew who had what. And there was a lot of phone calls and a lot of relationships that I relied on in this game. I wouldn't be here without all that. And it's because all the people I worked with from the very beginning of this game to the end of this game. That's what got me here. And me knowing who to work with and who I could trust and how to get them to trust me back.
Okay.
Thanks, Blake.
Awesome. And that brings me to Julian. Julian, I put a lot of trust into you at the end of the game. I was completely honest with you. when it came down to powers being non-existent in the game, you sat there and you lied to my face for 48 hours, giving me false hope for no reason. And that, in my eyes, is just poor jury management. So I want to hear from you. Why did you need to feed me false information if there was no idols, no powers, and if you three were set in your ways, there was nothing I could have done?
So I didn't lie to you for 48 hours. Me and Sherry didn't talk until after literally you were trying to push up the tribal council or whatever. Like, so that was like an hour before the actual tribal. So that was the only time I had lied. And the reason why I do that is the same reason why I told Joe that I would play the idol on her. And Sherry literally asked me the other day, "Is it true that you were going to give Joe your idol?" Because she didn't she could say she knew, but she did not know that I was really telling Joe, "You're going to get the idol played on you this round." And she really didn't she had a feeling that the 4 votes were going on her that round, but she did not know. And Jacob even said when he played the thing, "I don't think that either of us are getting votes." So it was just because that was the last round to play the power. Obviously, you're going to play the power, anyways. But the reason why I feel like you should not be upset with me for that, I mean, obviously I understand if you're upset with me, but my whole game is to avoid getting votes against me, and I want to be in the middle, and I knew I was in the middle of that, and I felt like for you and Jabbar, it would be very, very, very hard for you guys to take me to the final 3 instead of Jacob if I took out the biggest perceived threat at the final 5. So that's why I went with Sherry. I didn't care who was telling the truth or who was lying. I wanted Sherry and Jacob. I needed to feel them out to make sure that they were still good with me. But I ended up going with them after our call the hour before because I felt like they were my best chance to make it to the final 3 and not rely on competitions. And I feel like you and Jabbar probably had a better case against Jacob than going with me. So I was like, if they're smart, they're going to cut me at 4. So I need to go with Sherry and Jacob because they probably think they could beat me in 3.
Alrighty. Well, thank you to all 3 of you for answering my questions. Best of luck to all 3 of you.
All right. Thank you, Blake. And we have one final juror, and that is Mr. Jabbar Lindsay.
Hi.
Hi,
I just want to say that since you guys punished me by sending me to that jury, I've actually had a fun time, and I just wanted to let you guys know that you can't sit with us. So, no, on a serious note, I love and adore each and every one of you. Why did I say that? There's only 3. My question is going to be the same to all of you. Hypothetically, we all know the 3 main components of these games: social, strategic, and physical, being competitions. If you guys had to omit 2 of them and force the jury to only focus on one, which one would you leave standing, and why should you beat the other 2 players next to you in that particular category? And Sherry, we're going to start with you, doll.
Thanks, sweetie. I miss you. I would keep strategy because I'm a strategist. I think of Survivor almost like you would a game of chess. You don't want to get cornered in chess. You got to know which move you're making next. You got to try to think what your opponent's about to do and think 2 steps ahead of that if you can. You got to be able to gather the information in this game, and you got to be able to use that information to help you move forward in this game. And I think I did that quite well with conversations with you, conversations with Julian. Julian keeps saying how his best bet to get to the end was us. Julian wasn't the mastermind behind anything except playing the middle. So as far as I was concerned, bring Julian on down with me. He was my best move to get to the end because Jabbar, I don't think you would have brought me to the end. So strategy, definitely 100% strategy. Because every time I took somebody out, it was never personal. It was, how is this person going to help me get to the end? And if I can't see how they can help me get to the end, then sadly, I had to let them go home. And it may have not always been the order I wanted, but I got what I wanted. And when Caitlyn wouldn't take out Mike, that's when I came up with the whole Caitlyn move. And you also know I knew it was me that night. You knew it because I came right to you and told you. He thinks he had us fooled. And yeah, instinct goes a long ways in these games. You know when you're being played. And I saw right through that shit. So yeah, my strategy in this game was on point 100% the whole game. These guys did what I needed them to do to help me get to the end, which also helped them get to the end. So it was a win-win scenario for all 3 of us to be sitting here tonight.
Okay. Julian, You're next.
Hey, I'm gonna pick the same one as Sherry actually, and I'm gonna go back to what Sherry said. I didn't master my anything. Sherry put herself on a side. I gave myself the option every single round, so I knew what was going on every single round. And you guys keep saying that Sherry knew. She did not know about that 4-person alliance that was happening. She had a feeling that we might be flipping, but she did not know. I was the one putting in the alliance. So I feel like I out-strategized everyone because everyone thought that they could use me every round when all I cared about, to be honest, I didn't care who was lying, who was trying to turn me against whoever. I just cared about who would realistically take me to the end of the game. And Jabbar, I knew you did not want to take me to the end of the game. And so I feel like my whole strategy from like the beginning was always just to figure out who's going to take me to the end of the game. And I did that every round, and I got to choose. Sherry did not get to choose. I got to choose who went home that round. Like I could have given my idol to Joe. I could have flipped with Mike. I could have, I did flip on the Jen thing, but the apple screwed me up. I could have sent Sherry home at Final 5, and I decided not to because I wanted to make it to the end. I could have made Sherry be in the deadlock at the Final 4, but I didn't do that either. So, like, it was literally my vote the whole time. Sherry was already on the side. You guys already counted her off as the side. I was the one in the middle, and I always had to like convince every round, convince people that they needed me that round. And I feel like I did that with you a lot. I'm always like, Jabbar, like we're the two big threats in the game. Like we need to keep each other in. When really, like I felt like that was my pitch to you, but like I felt like I could have probably stayed in if you didn't either, because I kind of wanted you out a little bit earlier. But I felt like I knew how to approach every single person, and that's how I ended up being in the middle every single time. So yeah, that's my thing.
Okay, and Jacob?
Okay, sorry for this super boring answer, but I'm gonna say strategy as well. I think definitely I think I had the best positioning out of everyone in this final 3, and that I was truly never going to be targeted. I know that I won 2 immunities, and I had these idols, but I never once had to use any of that to save myself. Because no matter what, my positioning was always going to be that I was going to get to the end, I think. Even if it wasn't with Julian and Sherry, I think I still would have been able to get to the end through my positioning. As in, like, I think pre-merge, like I said earlier, like, I was a big part in helping get the 7 formed. Because pre-merge, we had talked about with Jen and Caitlin, like, we had talked about it before the merge even started. So I think I positioned myself up very good early merge, so that so that I would be in the majority for the early merge, and then after all of the other side was taken out, I think my position remained to be pretty constant in that I literally was never going to be a target because I had people want to sit in the end with me because I was perceived as being a lot less threatening, despite making big moves and having strong power plays in this game. My positioning was still good, and that I was never going to be a target.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jabbar. And thank you to all 10 members of our jury for not going over their time and for coming prepared, coming on time, being ready. I really appreciate it. All right, so it is time for closing speeches. Just like before, you have 7 minutes. You don't have to use your full 7 minutes if you don't want to. Jacob, you are first with closing speeches tonight.
Okay, well, I didn't say my thank yous at my opening statement, so I guess I'll say them now to everyone that had any part in this game. I think this game came at a very good time with everything going on. Definitely took a toll on me personally, like mental health wise. So I think having this game to turn to and have these people to talk to and form relationships with helped tremendously. Whether or not I win in the end, I feel like because of that, like I won in a way. Like this game was super helpful, like because of that. Anyways, enough emotional stuff. I think that I definitely do think I deserve to win this game, just because I may not have been the most social with everyone in the game. I don't think that means that I didn't have a hand in literally everything that happened at the merge. I was able to play an honest and loyal game, which is exactly the opposite of what I did my first time. I learned from my mistakes, and I was able to come in here and build actual true relationships, bonds, and have these people trust me in ways that I don't think is normal in these games. Like, I don't think it's very normal for people to give idols to other people but I managed to have enough trust in these people for them to help me do that. I just think I had a very good positioning, like I said. I was never going to be a target in this game. I was never at risk of going home. I never needed to win immunities. I never needed to play these powers for myself because I knew that no matter what, I wasn't going home. I was never going to be a target. And I managed to help get the 2 people to the end who I wanted to sit with. I think people always talk about who's the biggest threat to win and stuff like that, but I think there's truly no way of knowing what the jury is thinking when you're inside the game. Your perception is so much different than the jury's perception, so I wasn't necessarily always thinking about that. I was just thinking about wanting to get to the end with 2 people that I had formed really good relationships with and that I've worked with for the entirety of the game, and I think I managed to do that. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm sorry if anyone is like offended that I wasn't the most social. It wasn't like I think that's just how I am. I don't know. I can't really change how I am, so I'm like really sorry. But yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Jacob. Sherry, your closing statement. You are up, dear.
All right, I came into this game and I really was overwhelmed. It took me a couple deep breaths to get in there and start talking with everybody. But I really did enjoy the relationships I made with everybody in this game, and I can't thank everybody enough for getting to know me and taking the time out to get to know me. So I am sorry, but I did cause a lot of chaos in this game. I had to keep everybody spinning so that people felt like they were safe with me. So people thought I was the safe bet to go to, that I was the one they could trust. And by causing this chaos, even though I'd get a few votes here and there when people were catching on to me, it still enabled me to target them and take them out first. And yes, Jacob played a very under the radar game, and you had Julian playing his version of a middle game. But yet, they still don't admit, they know I was the one masterminding all the plans. I was the one causing the chaos. Julian was like my little gossip girl, and you had Jacob, who was my loyal hero over in the corner. And I love them both dearly. I really do. And I really feel like all 3 of us are sitting here proudly. But I stand by, I was the mastermind, and I created so much chaos in this game to keep everybody spinning, to keep everybody off of me as much as I can, and keep the people I needed close to me. And I was really good at spinning the story that direction. I am sorry for any personal things that might have gone on in the game. I tried so hard. It's so out of my character these days. And I know Gaston's like, bullshit. But no, really, Gaston. I really have learned. But I did my best in this game, and I came here to play, and I came here to win. And I'm so sick of the Sherry curse from season 1. So I came here for redemption and to break the curse. So yes, I'm asking y'all to vote for me because I did play hard, and I did cause a lot of chaos, and I was a hurricane in this game. But here I am sitting at the end, and at every point people were saying, if you take Sherry to the end, she will win. She will win, and here I am sitting. So please think about that. What's the most important part of the game is knowing how to make the moves and when to make it. Thank you, everybody, for listening to me. Have a good night. Peace and love, hippies.
Thank you, Sherry and Julian, to close us out.
Hey, I just want to say I literally adore the 2 people I'm with, and I adore everyone that I got to meet for the most part. Like, I feel like literally, like, we made such a great bond, and that's not just bullshit. Like, I really, like, that's why I love orgs, because we get to, like, make so many cool bonds you never get to in real life. So with that being said, I'm going to go back into my game because I don't have that much time, but I know, like, you got what you guys think, like, that I didn't do, like, the most or whatever, but, like, you have to take into account Sherry saying that everyone was saying that she was going to win from, like, the final 7 or 6 on. People were saying that I was going to win from the final 21 up until now. Like, I feel like when you think of double cross, I was, like, one of the biggest targets going into this game, and I had to threat control the whole time, and I couldn't make huge moves that you guys wanted to see, because let's be real, if I made a move by myself, you guys would have taken me out right away, because I'm a winner and I'm a huge threat. Everyone, the whole time, all you guys would talk about is how I'm a huge threat. I had to really, really, really work on my threat control every single round, and even still, I was still in the background playing an under the radar, like, game, like, strategic wise. Like, yes, Sherry was the person to say Caitlyn's name, but was I aware that she was going to take all the heat? When I wanted Caitlyn gone just the same as her, I was, and I wanted her to be the person that everyone would put, like, their votes on, because I thought, like, Sherry's the more over the top one. I'm the more under the radar one. I didn't think that the idol needs to be played that round. Let's be real. Like, I really think if we asked Mike to vote off Caitlyn, he would have voted off Caitlyn. But I wanted my half of the idol gone for that round because I was so sick and tired of having that threat, another part of my, like, a huge threat on my shoulder. So when that whole thing happened, I made sure I wanted Jacob to have it because I trusted him the most. I'm like, please, like, Blake, give it to Jacob. Like, just let him play it. And he played it. We didn't need to play the idol. We could have fucking kept it. But yeah, I really think I should not have even been in the final 13. And when I did, I was able to position myself in the best position of the game for the majority of the merge, even though I was a target from the other side. And you guys are talking about a social game. Look at me, like, I talked to everyone in the minority, like, thinking that they could potentially flip me after they disregarded me in the beginning. They did what Jacob did to the opposing side, like, they disregarded me, but I still gave them a chance, and I still told you guys, like, I could flip you guys if you want, just don't give up on me. And no one from the minority after the final 13 voted me because they didn't want to give up on me, and they thought I could flip to them. Everything I did was intentional, I swear. Like, every conversation, every time I said that I was mad at Sherry, literally, I didn't care if Sherry was saying my name or whatever. I just wanted Sherry to know that I'm not the person going after her, and I wanted Blake and Jabbar to know that Sherry's the one going after them, not me. So I feel like, please, I think I played this game from hour 1, minute 1, day 1, to hour 24, day 39. So please, I feel like I really deserve this win. So I'm begging you guys, please vote your heart. But I think I deserve the win. So yeah.
All right. So thank you, Julian, Sherry, Jacob. Thank you again to the jury. Thank you to truly everybody who made Double Cross 8 or Call All Stars happen. So, jury, with all the information you've gathered tonight, it is time to cast your vote. You will be voting to me personally. Do not vote to your prod chat. Send the message to me personally. And you guys can just go ahead and vote. We're not going to roll call. You guys can just go ahead and cast your vote. Like I said, you are sending your votes to me personally, not your prod chat.
Good luck, Jacob. Good luck, Julian. I love you guys.
I love y'all.
Oh my God. Good luck, you guys. Ooh, we made it. We lived. I didn't have a heart attack and die.
Jury, I'll give you guys just a couple of minutes to cast your votes, stuff like that. Remember, of course, you are voting for a winner. While the votes are coming in, I do just want to say thank you to everybody who made not just Double Cross All Stars possible, but just Double Cross possible. Anyone who's ever done production, from Kristen all the way back in day 1, with Austin and Steve and Eric Taylor and Amanda and Christy and Jess even helping out now. I definitely could not do this alone. I'm crazy. I'm absolutely hard to work with and hard to work for. So I appreciate them. Truly, without them, Double Cross would not happen. I am crazy. Absolutely. Thank you to every last one of you for not just willing to come back and play again, but be willing to apply to come back and play again. The fact that this series means that much to you, that you guys would do that, means the world to me. I absolutely can't wait to see where Double Cross takes us next, and hopefully to see some of you All-Stars play again. You guys absolutely made this season so much fun to watch, and even though you guys stressed me out, made me want to shave my head bald every day of the week, I appreciate every last one of you guys and the pre-jury, and even everybody who applied who we couldn't get a spot for this season. I will try my best to get you to come back at some point in time. I absolutely do love each and every one of you. I'm going to start writing down the votes as they're coming in.
I got you, Jacob. I got you, Julia. You do look gorgeous tonight, Juju.
Thanks. I literally tried to curl my hair and it ended up being straight. But you guys both look beautiful. Everyone looks beautiful today.
I'm just still in my work crap. I just threw on a sweatshirt so you didn't see my work shirt.
Zach looks like shit.
I started getting ready at 2 p.m. CST.
Well, it shows that you look amazing.
Thanks.
Julian said if my hair doesn't look good, I'm not attending.
It's true. It doesn't look good, but I still attended, so.
If you win, you better say your line.
Don't. Shout out to Gary. I think he's watching. Love you. And Adam.
I can't let Jid be the only one firing up.
Oh, trust and believe she is not, honey.
My soul sister. It pop, it leave. Oh, Lordy. It's hard to believe it's over.
I know, it does not feel like it at all.
It's just sinking in.
Someone just said, imagine trying to curl your curly hair. Well, yeah, curls, obviously you need to fucking curl it.
Welcome to Julian's blog
Right.
on hair care. That has a rhyme to it.
If you want ugly natural curls, you don't curl it.
You scrunch it. Use a little hairspray. Scrunch, scrunch, scrunch. Or a little gel. Scrunch, scrunch, scrunch.
You know, I literally had nothing at my grandma's house. It's used the worst shit.
Mike. He's like, I've spent most of 2020 playing double cross.
That's true. That's true. Not like over 70 days playing double cross.
I'm so nervous for this reading.
Thank you, Emily.
I will say that I personally did vote bitterly.
I knew you would. Like, I knew you would. So.
Girl, we saw right through you.
Strictly personal.
Thank you, Gaston.
Thanks.
I fucking love you, Adam. Sorry.
Oh, thank you to every single person who let me know that the stream wasn't working. Thank you to all 59,000 of you who reached out to me and told me it wasn't working. If it wasn't for each of you, I wouldn't have known. Oh, and thanks to every single juror who let us know that the first link didn't work also. It really took all 10 of you telling me for me to figure it out. Thank you.
Oh my god, Austin, I'm dying.
Also, for real, thanks to Jacob for streaming this. The best production member for Double Cross 8.
There's one person we really have to thank. Final 3 and also now production. Congratulations, Jacob.
Pete did get the intro video.
I thank my drug dealers for making it possible for me to get through this season.
Yeah, amen. Amen to the dispensaries.
All right. So I do have the votes. Finally, everybody sent me their votes. Okay. Let's just get down to it. Sherry, Julian, Jacob, one final good luck to all of you. You guys have played the hell out of this All-Star season, and I'm happy to crown any one of the three of you. So let's get down to it. Just like in previous seasons, I will be reading who voted for who. So this season, I'm going to read Blake's vote first. Blake voted for Sherry to win. Gaston voted for Julian to win.
Thanks.
Mike voted for Jacob to win.
Thank you.
So we are at one vote Sherry, one vote Jacob, one vote Gaston.
I wasn't expecting any.
Gouda Steve voted for Sherry to win. Joe voted for Julian to win. So we're at 2 votes Sherry, 2 votes Julian, 1 vote Jacob. Jen voted for Sherry to win. Pete voted for Sherry to win. And Emily, Caitlin, and Jabbar voted for the winner of Double Cross 8
Oh my
or Call
God.
All Stars, Sherry.
Oh my God.
Congratulations.
Oh my God.
Congratulations, Sherry. You are the Double Cross 8 or Call All Stars champion. You have officially broken the curse.
Oh my God.
Have one game.
Thank you
Our
guys
first
so
female
very
winner also.
Thank you guys. All right, Riley, quit stealing the spotlight.
Your dog is really happy for you.
I know. You see, because I'm gonna get excited. It's okay, baby. It's okay.
Again, congratulations to Sherry. Congratulations to Julian and Jacob for making it this far. Thank you again to everybody for making this season so fabulous. In just a few minutes, we'll be adding the pre-jury, and we will have a reunion. I have some awards to give out